One of the most significant things about Muscle Beach and the movement of physical culture in the United States on proteins is the fact that during the physical culture movement of the 1940s, a significant factor was happening in the food industry. It's called partitioning of foods or pulling apart or separating foods. What was so significant about separation of foods was that the scientists were looking for a way to fortify or add to the diet of US troops that were fighting in foreign countries. So what this did, the separation of foods, is actually allowed to take a certain amount of nutrients and maybe concentrate them into other foods. For instance, like adding soy protein to make maybe a whole wheat flour to increase the protein value. So this partition of foods was highly significant because what it did is it started looking at a lot of different foods that are so popular today, such as milk, soy, and eggs. Milk, of course, has two significant proteins. Number one, casein and whey, but it was bound up with lactose, and lactose, of course, is a sugar. So the partition of milk proteins actually started to separate out the caseins and the whey, as well as egg whites were pulled apart from the egg yolks. And so we started pulling apart the actual proteins of egg whites and also of egg yolks. Soy proteins, once again, are more of a starch and a protein combination, and they started pulling those apart as well too. These not only added to the significance of fortification, but it also birthed a whole new idea for the individuals that were working out at Muscle Beach. See, guys like Steve Reeves, Vince Gironda, Monty Wolford had figured out that proteins increase and help to recover muscle at a much accelerated pace. So what this did is it started bringing about the use of protein powders from these individuals. I remember having a conversation with Mel, the owner of MLO Products up in San Rafael, California. And what he said was he had made a journey to Muscle Beach, and Jack Lane, who was a regular Muscle Beach individual, was using a protein powder. And the comment was, hey, I didn't think that actually worked. And Jack Lane said, well, it sure can't hurt. And the birth of protein powders literally happened in Muscle Beach, California. Today, I have two of my favorites. I use MRM's Whey Pumped, and I also use Clark's Nutrition Way to Go. I think that using protein powder is not only significant, but it's a foundation in any type of weightlifting and or exercise athletic program. We're going to go into further details about whey protein and egg proteins at a later time. So I want to tell you, thanks for sharing with us today. My name is Starkie Sowers, Director of Education for Clark's Nutrition and Natural Foods Market.